Hi, this is your host Abdul Bhartia, and welcome to another episode of TFiR Newsroom. And today we have with us Donna Hudi, Open Mainframe Summit Program Committee member of the Open Mainframe Project. Donna, it's great to have you on the show.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, and today we are going to talk about 2022 edition of Open Mainframe Summit. The call for proposal is already open, registrations are also open. But before we talk about all those things, tell us a bit more about the summit this year. Is there something different that we have been doing previously? What's new for this year's summit?
Yes, well, now that the COVID restrictions have loosened, we're having our first in-person event in Philadelphia, September 21st and 22nd, and we're pretty excited about the opportunity for folks to be able to interact in person. It's also an opportunity for folks to attend technical sessions and broaden their education within the mainframe.
What is going to be the focus of this year's summit? Because if you look at the last 1 year, a lot of new projects have come, a lot of the community has also grown.
Yeah, this year's summit definitely has a strong security tie, but there's also some new categories that have been added. For example, like building the next workforce. We're bringing back diversity and inclusion from the last summit, and then additionally education and training will be a big deal. Along with some of the standards that you would see, AI and machine learning, cloud on cloud native and on the mainframe, as well as the hybrid cloud, and then the different programming languages, and also some Linux on Z. And of course, open source security on the mainframe. So there's about 10 different categories that folks can choose from.
And since call for proposal is also open, one is that what kind of proposals are you either expecting or you would like to encourage people, hey, we would like to see you or your talk or your session on that particular topic?
One of the things that people sometimes are confused about is, does a company have to be a member or a contributor to the Open Mainframe Project or sponsoring the event? And to be honest with you, those have no impact on whether or not those developers would be selected. But we obviously, we put a strong emphasis on community leaders, program committee members, and creators and our leaders in the open source projects are very highly rated. But the key focus of the Open Mainframe Project's 21 hosted projects and working groups or contributors are always considered to add value to the ecosystem, and so we look very strongly at those submissions.
So one of the exciting things about this year's event, if I'm not wrong, is that first of all, this is the third Open Mainframe Summit, and this is the first one which is going to be in person. If you just look back at those previous events or last year event, so if you can just talk about what are the focus on last year and how you're further improving on that. First of all, doing something in person itself is one of the achievement in today's time, to be able to see each other, talk to each other, and just spend some time together.
Yeah, the first two events were very successful. They were both virtual because of COVID. And that in and of itself was actually an opportunity. It brought attendees from all over the globe. And we're hoping that we'll be able to continue to engage with the global audience now that we're going to have our first in-person event, but at the same time being able to provide a safe place for the communities to interact in person. Last year, we actually received the DEI Gold Badge for Diversity. Diversity was a strong topic last year, and as I said earlier, we are bringing that back. We're going to have a diversity luncheon. We'll have several diversity talks, and we're very excited about that.
Now, since this event is going to be in person, at Linux Foundation, I've been attending their events for so long. What I really love about them is that it doesn't matter what you believe in, what your background is, you're always welcomed. Now, since you folks are doing it your first time, so can you also talk about, being in person? What are the things you folks will be doing? Just give us, because too early, where, it doesn't matter who you are, you still feel welcomed at this event.
Yeah, like you said, it's a little early right now. So we're working out some of the technical details of things that you just gave examples of. But what I can tell you from my experience, just with the mainframe community in general, mainframers are some of the most welcoming people I have ever met in my life. I have gone to mainframe events, and I never get hugged so much than I do, over the course of the several days of the event. They're just welcoming. They don't care who you are, where you're from, and they just want their passion for the mainframe is really all that matters to them. And no matter who you are, they want to be able to share that with you. They really are a very welcoming community, and I've seen folks bring their families, bring their wives, and when there's dinners and luncheons and things, you'll meet their spouses, you'll meet their families. It really is. It sounds kind of cliche to say, but it really is a giant family. The mainframe community is.
One more thing that I have noticed, once again, not just with the Open Mainframe community, but the larger Linux Foundation as well, is that you folks also help a lot with bringing new folks. You have mentor mentee program as well. So is there anything will be there where folks who are new to it, they can also come? Are you running any program like that, or any plans for that like that?
Absolutely. There's actually a scholarship program that's been set up to help folks be able to get to the event. And folks can check that out on the Open Mainframe Project website, the actual summit website. They can get the details there and actually submit applications for the scholarships to help bring folks to the event. Because the more folks that we can have at the event, like you said, it's one thing to talk to someone on the phone. It's another thing to be able to, even video conference with them, but actually being able to sit down one-on-one in person with somebody and talk about the things that you're passionate about. It's a whole nother level, and something that we definitely want as many people as possible to be able to participate in.
Donna, thank you so much for taking time out today and talk to us about the upcoming summit. And as usual, we'll all be, we're excited about, attending the summit, of course, in person. And I would love to have you back on the show, or more likely, see you in person at the event itself. But thanks for your time today.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure.